brave adventures tonight with our mighty team. Heroes we.
What's new on the shelves of your friendly local game store this week? Let's take a look. Good morning, nerds. It's your boy, the OG GM, broadcasting live on this foggy, spooky October day from Site B. And it's time to take a look at the RPG print news for the week. Thank you, as always, Ian World, for making these available to us. If there's a product out that I haven't mentioned, please let me know. From Chaosium for Call of Cthulhu, just in time for Halloween, we have the Order of the Stone and Keeper decks. The Order of the Stone is $43, and Keeper decks are $30. The Order of the Stone is a complete 1920s era role-playing campaign for Cthulhu in 3 parts, and Keeper decks contains all the, I guess, cards. So we got curious character designs, NPCs, the weapons and artifact deck, cool things they might find, the phobia deck, things to show them, to describe things when you don't want to describe them, I guess, unless or to give them a disadvantage. And the unfortunate events deck, things that happen when you mess up your roll. These two, I'm 100% behind. You guys know I love the cards. This one could be a table, and this one could also be a table, but I guess they add the visceral, tactile, tangible aspect to them. So if I got all 4 for $30, it'd be worth it. If it's $30 each, no, but I think you get all 4. Just be sure before I spout off my mouth. Do I get all 4? Or are they $30 each? Does not specify. Probably $30 each. From Osprey Games. Hey, Osprey Games. We have Through the Hedgerow, a role-playing game of rustic fantasy. Rustic fantasy? $35. It's a role-playing game of hope and heroism, of gifted mortals and fairy creatures who fight across time in an eternal battle for the soul of the countryside. Player characters are knights of the Briar Company and champions of the light. They are charged with protecting the soul and magic of the land against the dark. Set somewhere around the time of the Dark Ages in the 17th century, with the beginning of the Revolution all the way up to the World War II, where you can play sorceress birds, animated scarecrows. Okay, sure, why not? Osprey Games is more well known for their source books on different weapons and different time periods, but they occasionally make a role-playing game, and they are usually excellent. From Arion Games, we have Adventure Creation System and the Forest of Doom. The Adventure Creation System is $71, and the Forest of Doom is $40. And these are for the Advanced Fighting Fantasy role-playing game. Oh my God, there's a name we have not heard in a long. Advanced Fighting Fantasy. I can't remember the last time I saw anything for that game. It's been at least 10 years. An adventure creation system contains a huge number of tools, tables, details, setting information, adventures, quests, blah, 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 world building stuff. Again, if you can't get a copy of Kevin Crawford's World Without Number, get this. And the Forest of Doom is an adventure where the player characters go into a forest, and then they have to do things to piece together legendary stuff before the doom happens to the forge. $40. From Kobold Press for Tales for the Valiant, we've got Pawns. Who doesn't love Pawns? $34.99, so $40 for each box. Each box contains 400 pawns of different sizes, different monsters that you can use. These things are awesome. It's an easier way to carry figures to the game than actual figures, but of course, you're still dealing with finding the little thing and going through. So, yeah. You would probably want to separate them into like sandwich bags, put all the small creatures in one sandwich bag, the medium creatures in another sandwich bag, and the large creatures in a third sandwich bag. That way, at least they're separated, and you don't have to dig through the box to look for that right figure at the right time. And then, yeah, I don't know, label them, I guess. Or, if you get to start the game early enough, you could pull out the ones you think you're going to use ahead of time. I like these. I've always liked these. From Nord Games for 5th edition, we've just got some books of stuff. We've got the Magic Item Compendium issue number 1, the Magic Item Compendium issue number 2, Forging, Harvesting, and Natural Discovery. Remember, this is a game. Please do not count on this book as an actual source book for how to survive in the forest. They're $50 each. They contain magic items, notes, guides to harvesting, item creation, harvesting parts from animals and plants, so Delicious and Dungeon Monster Hunter, downtime activities, recipes, just a whole plethora of stuff to add to your game. I use plethora in a sentence. Not bad for this early in the morning. From Exalted Funeral, we have Intermediary Mund, cover number 1, and Intermediary Mund, cover 2. This is for classic D20. $20 each for these zines. It's a campaign setting, a bestiary, an art book, and a religious tome. Very trippy and artsy. Basically half art book, half illustrated campaign journal, and half GM resource. Plus monsters, plus NPCs, plus magic items. Just a plethora of weird things for any D20 game from the brilliantly demented minds of Exalted Funeral. And from Motocrosh, Mottokrosh, Motocrosh, Machinations, we have Hypertellurians, Fantastic Thrills Through the Otrocosm. Hypertellurians, Hypertellurians, Hypertellians, Fantastic Thrills Through the Ultracosmo, Ultracosm. Softcover zine for $26. In Hypertellians, PCs are Hypertellians, who adventure the length and breadth of the Ultracosmo in a retro science fantasy style. It's a zine that supports the RPG, including rules, items, fiction, 4 adventures, 2 adventure locations, and I need to know more because you stop making up words. Actually, I don't know if it's a made-up word. It could be a real world. The actual page tells us nothing. Pretty much the same thing it says in the link. I'm concerned. Okay, color me concerned, confused, curious. Let's look this word up and see if it's a word. I'm going to go to the search bar. I'm going to copy and paste the word. I'm going to check the dictionary and see if this is an actual word. It says Hypertellurians, pulp fantasy, science fiction, and references the game. Just references the game, references the game, references the game. So it is not a word. Okay, what's the other word? Ultracosmo? They made up word. Ultracosmic is the other word. Gonna look that one up. Nope. I got Ultraman and the Ultracosmic Diet, the Ultracosmic Heater, Ultraman, a song called Ultracosmo, a artist named Ultracosmo, Ultracosmo Liquid, sounds like a sports drink, but yeah, so plus 100 for making up a word. Considering how many words I make up on an average day, I have nothing but respect for somebody who can make up a word and make it sound like it's a thing. So Hypertellurians, Fantastic Thrills Through the Ultracosmo for $26. I have no idea. Retro science fantasy style weirdness with a name like that. But, you know, they made up a word, so God love them. I support them just for that. Because Lord knows I make up words all this time. So, yes. Meh. Yeah, if you have the money. Yes, these are cool. Is there still a market for advanced fighting fantasy? Osprey Games usually knocks it out of the park when they do stuff, but this sounds like really obscure, so I don't know. Yeah, definitely. The cards are always good. Call of Cthulhu Adventures in the 1920s are always fun, but just for the cards alone, I'd say yeah, because you could use them for other games besides Call of Cthulhu. You could use them for any game in a semi-modern 1920s, 1930s type setting. So yes, 100 yes. That's it for all the product that might be, should be, could possibly be on the shelves of your friendly local game store, but don't take my word for it. No. If you see a product that I've mentioned, or if there's something out there you want to get, like the new Player's Handbook, call ahead to your friendly local game store and ask them if they have it in stock. And if they don't, if they can special order it and hold it for you. Here's my moment where I make my usual soapbox plea. Please, 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 if you are lucky enough to have a friendly local game store or something that even vaguely resembles a friendly local game store where you live, try and support them. Try and go in. Even if you walk in once a month and buy one dice from their loose dice bin, if they have a loose dice bin, or one figure or something, you're helping keeping a roof over those guys' heads. You're helping keeping it board. You're helping keeping the tradition of the friendly local game store and the pickup game. And who knows what bright-eyed young man or woman out there will be walking by, see that window and walk in and go, what is this wretched vigilantes thing I hear so much about? And the store owner will go, let me give you a free game. Let me show you. Let me check you out. Yeah. And that bright-eyed, bushy-tailed young gamer could grow up and be me someday. An old, grumpy, sarcastic YouTube commentator who's lost all faith in mankind. Maybe don't grow up to be me. Grow up to be Jeannie D. Grow up to be somebody who's positive. Yeah. But support your friendly local game store. Please, if you have one.
News from the table in the rolling waves. Dice in our hand, where the dungeon's brave. Adventures tonight with our mighty team. Heroes